as a counseling psychologist, I see a lot of patients coming here with diagnosis of autoimmune conditions, and they're struggling, they're going through silent struggles. The most common cases that I see in my practice is patients with fibromyalgia. Once they visit many doctors, they're panicking, they're not sure where to go. Many of them would have consulted many doctors, and then they get the diagnosis. So once it's done, once they come to the counseling psychologist, the first question they would ask is, why me? Is there anything wrong in me? That why am I going through this? So it is very important to validate their experience as they are struggling to acknowledge, to accept their own symptoms and trying to prove that they have some issues, but unable to make others understand. They would come with a lot of anxiety. So validating their experience helps them to stay with what is coming up, to be seen and to feel heard. So this can reduce that barrier, and it will help them to regulate themselves. The next aspect would be understanding the impact that it has had in them. So trying to identify like how it is living with an autoimmune disease as it affects different parameters of life. So one would be one would be coming with brain fog, one would be coming with migraines, headaches, fatigue. So living with this condition can affect different aspects of life. So trying to help them understand how it is impacting would be another aspect. So as we talk about them, it is very important to make them understand the mind-body connection. So the nervous system and the mind decides how much pain one experiences. For example, to give you a simple example, we can take off a car alarm. So like in the alarm rings usually when someone tries to brake the car. But for a patient with fibromyalgia, it can be like even a small leaf falling on the car can make the alarm ring. So the nervous system is quite sensitive for patients with fibromyalgia. So it is regulating the nervous system and helping them understand that how the body feels when they are in pain. At the same time, what narrative they are connecting to themselves, what are they telling themselves when they are in pain. This mind and body connection can help them understand that it is in their hands, that they can cope with that. So another factor that is very important in working with them is identify the stressors. Is there any stress or is there any trauma attached behind? So for example, it could be relational trauma, it could be developmental trauma, it could be adverse childhood experiences. Trying to understand, is there anything that triggers them? So usually when they are in pain, the response could be emotional. So that could be because of pain, as well as that could be because of their past trauma. So if it is attached to the pain, if they are feeling overwhelmed by the pain, if the fear is attached to the pain, then the fear of unknown, the fear of future, so the mind, the thoughts take them rapidly and they start thinking about catastrophizing about the pain. So helping them understand how they cope when they are in pain. So some may start developing the avoidance strategy, coping skill, where they avoid doing things anticipating that they are going to get more pain. So helping to navigate with these behavior, how they engage in, can help them lead a quality life. Another aspect, as I spoke about trauma is not anything major. Trauma can also be anything, an ongoing thing for a prolonged period of time, can affect one's nervous system. As the nervous system feels tired and weak, how it responds, it directly sends signal to the brain, and that impacts the body. So it is very important to create this relationship and help them identify what the triggers are for the flare-up. this can help them to manage themselves. The most important aspect is also to recognize if they have any underlying mental health issues like anxiety. Is there going through are they having OCD or mood disorder or anything, depression? So trying to identify that can also help so that it does not aggravate and add on to the symptoms. So another, it's overall trying to make them create that safety in the body, help them with stabilization techniques like what we call something to regulate their nervous system, to help them calm their nervous system. It could be breath work or body scan meditation. It is helping them with mindfulness activities, so that can help them be aware. One important aspect that usually they help them plan their schedule. They are filled with activities that they want to do. So we help them identify. I usually tell my patients that you might have 24 hours a day, but the energy is limited. So help them create as per their energy, plan their day intentionally. So that can help them cope and accept how their body is responding, taking one day at a time, so that they are aware of what they are doing, taking responsible for their life. So this also creates an anchor for them, and instead of focusing on the pain, they would be focusing on how to cope. So it is becoming friends with one's body. So this can help them pain is one form of communication. So not to feel scared that it is, I'm living with this. It is something to be aware that what the body is trying to tell me. Can I listen to my body? I think developing these skills can help them cope in a better way with any autoimmune disease, especially fibromyalgia.